going on, everybody? Today Apple hosted their annual September event where they release all things iPhone and Apple Watch. This year they also sprinkled in a few upgrades to the AirPods. Starting with AirPods 4, I'm going to just go through a few of the upgrades. AirPods 4 is the first open-ear active noise cancellation headphones, at least as far as I'm aware, and according to Apple, that seems to be the case. So they have a new set of AirPods that I'm not going to get. I have the AirPods Pro, the original ones, and until they stop working, a pair of headphones as far as I'm concerned. So not really my thing, but for those who are looking forward to getting that, congratulations, it's here. They also added a few things via free software update to AirPods Pro 2, none of which are going to be impacting me, but you can now add a hearing aid experience test and protect your ears and stuff like that with it. Again, I'm not going to be getting new AirPods for that. And they also came out with some new colors for AirPods Max. It looks like some of the colors are based slightly on the iPad, maybe the iPhone, I don't know. None of the colors across Apple's lineups have ever made any sense, and they still do not, because they have new AirPods colors that don't match the new iPhone 16 colors, which don't match the iPad colors, which don't match the iMac. It's a hot freaking mess. Their colors suck. Then they upgraded the Apple Watch Ultra, so there's now a black version of Apple Watch Ultra. So if you were looking to get Apple Watch Ultra and the only reason you didn't want it is because it didn't come in black, today is your lucky day. It now comes in black. And as far as any other upgrades, there are none. It is the exact same Apple Watch, but now in black. Great. Moving on to the Apple Watch Series 10, this actually has some upgrades that I'm excited about coming from a super old Apple Watch. I got this Apple Watch when I graduated high school in 2017. It is the Series 3, so it is long overdue. I am jumping 7 generations of Apple Watch if I upgrade to this, and I probably will, let's be honest. 7 years is a long time to hold on to a watch. Well, to hold on to a smartwatch, that is, not necessarily a watch, but it now has sleep apnea tracking and notifications, so it will help identify those problems if you have it. That's kind of cool. It always brings new things like that health-wise. It comes in this really nice new jet black color, so if you were thinking about getting an Apple Watch stainless steel in that black color, you can now save a little bit of money and get this polished aluminum version instead, though they also got rid of stainless steel, replaced it with titanium, so it's a slightly different look, but it's still half the price. However, you do get Ion X glass as opposed to that sapphire display, so you get a bit worse glass, which is more prone to scratches and stuff like that. So if you're really gonna go at it for the long haul, you may still want to consider that titanium finish because it is going to hold up at least the screen for a little bit longer. iPhone 16 comes in some new colors, of which I think are better than last year's colors. It seems like Apple has done away with product red. They're like, product red, gone. I don't see a product red watch band, no product red watch, no product red phone, no product red anything on their website. They have gotten rid of all of it. This is coming from somebody who has the iPhone 12 mini in red. I love the screen size of this device, and I love the color. And neither of these two things exist anymore. So it's time to move on for me, and it is going to be the iPhone 16 Pro Max, maybe? I figure if I'm gonna lose my pocket-friendly device, I might as well go all in on all-day battery life with that iPhone 16 Pro Max. But let's get back into what we're talking about here. So the iPhone now comes with this camera control button that allows you to quickly access the camera no matter where you are. So that's one less thing you're going to be assigning to that action button. But you can quickly access the camera now in a multitude of different ways and do different things with it. So if you hold down on it a little bit, it'll focus. If you hold down and slide, you can zoom and things like that. If you kind of hold and slide again, you can also swap through different settings. So if you're in the portrait mode, you can change your f-stop, and if you are in video, you can zoom or whatever you want to do. A lot of camera controls here. It did bring Apple Intelligence down to the base iPhone for the first time ever, And it comes in 5 colors. It comes in like this teal color, a blue, a pink, a white, and a black iPhone. So there's a lot of colors to choose from. Storage capacities, I believe, remain the same. It is available starting September the 20th with pre-orders later this week. So keep that in mind if you're looking to get an iPhone 16. As far as the 16 Pro, it now comes in a gold finish. I think they call it desert titanium or something like that instead. But it also has all things you need to use Apple Intelligence. So if any of the AI features from WWDC appeal to you and your phone is not compatible, great news! All of the new iPhones are now compatible with Apple Intelligence. I personally don't think Apple Intelligence is a huge thing because if you're already into AI, pretty much everything that they showed off with Apple Intelligence is already a thing that you can go do. But for everybody else who's not a big AI person already, there's a lot of really nice stuff here. And it's going to be baked right into your phone. It's going to make it easier than ever to use ChatGPT, generate AI-based images, do all kinds of things like that, compose emails. It's going to be great for people who are not tech savvy to get into this. But for most people, I feel like who are tech savvy, you've kind of already explored AI and you already know what to do with it when you do get your new iPhones. That being said, there's also a new ability to shoot 120 frames per second in 4K for the first time ever. So this is the first time you can shoot at a higher frame rate in full 4K resolution. In the past, those frame rates were locked to 1080p. Still no 240 at 4K. I think that's probably still going to be locked at 1080p. But for those who are wanting to shoot and slow it down in post, you can now do that at an even higher resolution. And I would assume it mentions being able to do that with Dolby Vision. So you'll probably be able to get some really nice color grades on there and things like that when you're done with it as well, if you're going to drop it and do something in post. So lots of nice upgrades. As far as I'm concerned, the prices of these iPhones have stayed the same. I think it's a great upgrade for anybody coming from a iPhone 12 or older. You're probably going to be considering either the 16 or the 16 Pro. In my case, I'm looking at the 16 Pro or Pro Max. Still on the fence about that to go all the way up to that larger size. The screens are a little bit bigger, so there's that for those of you who like big screens. They're now about 0.2 inches bigger on both the base as well as the Pro Max. The other thing to note with that is they have brought the 5x telephoto lens down to the base model, so it doesn't matter what size you get, camera parity is there. And that's about it as far as features that I thought were super interesting on these phones. For the most part, everything remains pretty much the same as the previous years. I did see this part where you could mix your audio right on the device in post and pick different styles. So there's standard, in-frame, studio, and cinematic. I can see that being really useful if you're not into audio mixing, if you're not running like microphones and stuff like that. Which, let's face it, most people who are doing video production on a phone are just pointing and shooting. This is going to be great for people doing that kind of stuff. And it's probably very heavily AI based, would be my guess. It's probably doing something pretty similar to what Adobe Premiere does when you do a voice enhance, but we'll find out. But there's definitely all kinds of cool stuff here. The ultra wide camera, now also 48 megapixels. Looking at you, telephoto lens. Why are you still 12 megapixels? But yeah, there's quite a few good features here. And I think it's definitely going to be a worthwhile upgrade for me personally. Whether it is for you or not, of course, is a decision you're going to have to make. But it definitely seems like a great upgrade overall from previous generation iPhones, especially 12 and older. You're going to get a lot of new stuff here. Two 48 megapixel cameras, that 5x telephoto lens. Of course, you're going to gain all those features they've added. So for me, I'm going to gain 120 hertz refresh rate. I'm going to gain the action button, USB-C, and all kinds of other stuff. They're always on display, Apple Intelligence, and more. It's going to be a pretty big and substantial upgrade coming from a 12 mini. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you found it interesting, leave a comment down below. Any devices released today that you're interested in, let me know what ones you are going to pre-order when it is time to do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.